The Jaguar XJ is one of the better luxury saloons to drive, and the latest facelifted models play up to this, with an aggressive front end and side gills like those on the XK sports car. Even the smallest engines deliver strong performance, and fuel economy is also impressive thanks to the car's lightweight aluminium construction. Rivals may feel more advanced, but the XJ's old school charm remains central to its appeal. Let's remind ourselves that Jaguar's all-aluminium XJ Saloon is a very highly advanced motor car with a capable chassis and a driving experience that's amongst the most rewarding in the luxury sector. Now, the fact that Jaguar's flagship model has been with us with styling only very slightly altered since its original launch back in 1967 can mean that these facts are very often overlooked. Now, the latest facelifted XJ aims to underline the car's dynamic qualities without entertaining the unthinkable for Jaguar and its loyal base of owners, a break with tradition. In a sector of the market where it's not uncommon for a car's owner to delegate driving duties in favour of a position on the back seat behind a copy of the FT, the XJ really does have the capacity to entertain. The car's all-aluminium construction means that the curb weight's low, and that means that the engines have a far greater punch than their power outputs might lead you to expect. Now, it actually tips the scales, this car, at about 1,700 kilograms. That's about the same mass as a much smaller saloon, something like a Volkswagen Passat, and well down on the comparatively portly Mercedes S-Class that represents this car's most direct competitor. Now, the lightweight also has benefits in terms of handling, with the XJ's substantial dimensions appearing to shrink around you on a twisty stretch. Opt for the sport suspension, the Jag comes hunkered down, ready to hug the road in a manner that really inspires confidence. On their standard comfort setting, the XJ's air springs are more floaty, gliding over bumps with notable composure but less body control. Now, there's very little road noise in the cabin, though it's true to say that the XJ's engines do give you more idea of what they're up to than with most rivals. If you've one of the V8 engines installed, that's no great hardship. Jaguar sensibly took a softly approach with this latest facelifted XJ, evolving the detail rather than getting too drastic with that famous shape. Now, the result is that we've got this tri-sectioned front spoiler with the fog lamps housed in the outer apertures. Then we've got these side gills behind the front wheel arches, lower side sills, and an almost apologetic rear boot spoiler. The interior has been modernised too. Buyers can still specify the traditional wood finishes, but as you can see here, some more contemporary options have been added across the range. The heated front seats now feature these sculpted seat backs to increase the already generous legroom for those at the rear. Now, the controls, well, they remain refreshingly simple to use, although some of the switches may be familiar to Ford owners. Prices lie mainly in the £45,000 to £60,000 bracket, comparable, in other words, to main rivals like Mercedes S-Class and Audi's A8. The 240 brake horsepower 3-litre V6 and this 204 brake horsepower twin turbocharged 2.7-litre diesel are the most popular engine choices, and neither of them will leave you feeling short-changed in the performance department. Still, you can always ask for more, and if you do, Jaguar will deliver a couple of petrol-powered 4.2-litre units developing either 300 or 400 brake horsepower. All the XJ models are offered in standard or stately long wheelbase form, and equipment levels are generous, with the 7-inch touchscreen by the driver being one of the easiest installations to get used to in this sector. There's Bluetooth connectivity in all the latest cars, and customers who really like the sound of their own voice can utilise the Jaguar voice control system. Now, big luxury saloons aren't known for their minuscule running costs, but the XJ does have an ace up its sleeve in the shape of its weight-saving aluminium construction. The 2.7 litre diesel variant that I'm driving here is predictably the most cost effective to run, with its 35 miles to the gallon average fuel consumption figure and its 214 grams per kilometre of CO2 emissions. It's also one of the few luxury saloons to sneak under the £1 per mile running cost barrier. The 3 litre petrol model is another popular choice, with its 27 miles to the gallon average fuel consumption and 249 grams per kilometre of CO2 emissions. Opt for one of the V8s and you'll be lucky to see the quoted 25 miles to the gallon average fuel consumption figure, but owners at this level usually have enough disposable income to make fuel costs something of an irrelevance. Insurance, well, you're looking at Group 15 for the 2.7D, rising to 18 for the V8 and 20 for the supercharged R model. The Jaguar XJ isn't the newest kid on the luxury saloon block, but the car's designers can be very proud of the fact that it remains relevant and competitive in the modern marketplace. The XJ's sporty nature had long been an underplayed strength, and the platform's dynamic excellence has now been emphasised with this range of styling tweaks. Overall, well, despite the toughest competition imaginable, here's a product that still has the verve to worry its rivals.